Hey guys, so with 2023 now underway, with a new year comes new characters. So I'm going to make this video and discuss what characters in terms of LFs / Ultras could we potentially be seeing throughout the year here. So we're going to go ahead and make a top 10 list here. These are the top 10 characters that I think are most likely to show up at some point this year / who I want to see. It's kind of a mixture. It's going to be a list of characters that I think I would be happy seeing. But obviously people might have different opinions than me. So if you have any characters that you really want to see added as Ultras or LFs this year, let me know down below in the comments. This is going to just be a fun video. I'm just going to throw out 10 characters I think could be likely to see and who I want to see. So let's start with number 10, and then we'll move through the list here as we continue. All right, so coming in at number 10 on the list here is going to be either an LF or an Ultra version of Demon King Piccolo. Now, if this was a personal list in terms of what I wanted to see only, then this would be like number 1, number 2 or number 1 or something like that. It'd be up there in terms of character that I really, really want to see. This is one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball. This alongside Frieza, my two favorite characters. And I remember when this transforming version of this character came out, he was my favorite character in the game for a very, very long time. I think his animations are still really good to this day. The transformation sequence is really nice. He was really, really good on release as well. And I think this character is definitely important enough and significant enough in the series to warrant an Ultra or an LF for this character. Not to mention the tags he would help out as well. I mean, Regen has been essentially dead for a year straight. Like, when was the last time Regen was actually a viable competitive team? It's been like forever, it feels like. So that could be nice. Dragon Ball Saga is never, I don't think, going to be an actually competitive team in the top tier PvP, but maybe with the leader slot, they give this guy an Ultra and they give us like one more 1% sparking Dragon Ball Saga character. Then at that point, maybe you could make an argument to see like a core three-member Dragon Ball lineup be potentially pretty good. That could be cool. So number 10, Demon King Piccolo. Again, either an LF or an Ultra. I think if I had to lean towards one or the other, I'd pick Ultra just because I really want to see his intro animation be him killing Shenron with the mouth blast. That mouth blast, by the way, has been intentionally left out of the game. We have two Demon King Piccolos. We have the yellow one, which was the first one, and then we have this purple transforming one. Neither Demon King Piccolo has the mouth blast, which is probably a good LF animation, but it could also be a really good intro animation for this Demon King Piccolo as well for an Ultra character. So number 10, Demon King Piccolo. Let's move on to number 9. Alrighty, coming in at number 9, we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, specifically from the fight against Fat Boo. This is the very first time we got to see Goku in his Super Saiyan 3 form, and I think specifically an Ultra version of this character could be really, really cool. I don't think it's really possible to fit this like for example, if we got a Super Saiyan 2 Goku that transformed into Super Saiyan 3, I don't know if they'd be able to make the transformation animation long enough on a main ability to really capture like how that went, right? Because if you guys remember how long this transformation was, I don't think they'd be able to capture that in just a main ability transformation. I think it's more deserving of an Ultra intro because they have a little longer to play with in terms of the animation length itself. So having this guy be sort of like an intro animation where it's starting as Super Saiyan 2 Goku, you see like the different angles of him transforming, his hair growing, stuff like that, and then we get the full body shot of his Super Saiyan 3 form, and that's the conclusion of the Ultra intro animation for this character. Could be a really, really nice addition to a lot of the Ultras we have in the game already. I know a lot of people are very tired of getting Ultra Saiyan characters, but hey, the Dragon Ball is literally the story of a Saiyan, so there's a lot of Saiyans involved here. They make the most money. They're the most popular characters, so I don't anticipate them dropping off, giving us Saiyan Ultra characters. And if they do continue down the line of popular units that could be getting Ultras, then this is one of the options here. But he is only number 9 on my list just because I think we have other characters ahead of this guy in terms of who I expect to be getting Ultra characters first. So this would be a cool addition, though. I don't really, expect to be surprised if they reveal this character at any point throughout the year here for the next summonable Ultra, or maybe down the line. So number 9 is Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the first appearance from the Fat Boo fight. Let's move on to number 8. Coming in at number 8 is going to be Kid Goku. Now, for me, it would be this version of Kid Goku, which does do this attack versus Demon King Piccolo. You can see the entire Demon King Piccolo family back there. We have Tambourine, we have Cymbal, we have Piano, and then we have Drum in the bottom left, but he's cut off for some reason. This is definitely an animation that I think is deserving of an LF. I mean, if you look at like the conclusions to the major arcs in Dragon Ball, this is one of them. And it's crazy that they decided to make this a free-to-play character. I mean, I think a lot of people look at this free-to-play version of Kid Goku and automatically think, oh, well, he's a free-to-play character, so therefore we can't really make, they can't make an LF version of this, and that is just not true at all. This animation was really good for its time. Actually, once upon a time, when this guy got a Zenkai, he was the best character in the game. I mean, it was pretty unanimous. Everyone thought that it was true. When this guy got a Zenkai, he was just the best character in the game, period, hands down. Yeah, he was pretty absurd, but there's no way that if they really wanted to make this version of Kid Goku an LF, they couldn't just update these animations to look way better and then, make him an LF. I think with the quality of the animations we've been getting recently, it would almost look like a completely new animation, right? If they just like took this as the skeleton of the character and then they just like retouched it up, they completely reanimated everything, added some different camera angles, and then, just completely redid the animation itself, it would look way, way better. And I think that is deserving of an LF because this moment is one of the definitive moments of the series, period. Kid Goku defeating Demon King Piccolo. And I think, if they actually did focus on Dragon Ball Saga for like one celebration, what if they sort of did like a focusing in of Dragon Ball Saga just for like a 2-week period, and we actually did get an LF version of this Kid Goku, and then like I mentioned at number 10 we got an Ultra Demon King Piccolo. Like that would be honestly enough to where Dragon Ball Saga could like theoretically become a relevant team, at least for a short period of time. That'd be kind of cool because I don't think there was ever a time where they were actually a usable team. So Dragon Ball Saga LF Kid Goku would be my number 8 pick. Let's move on to number 7. Alrighty, moving on to number 7, we have Ultra Kid Buu. I was kind of thinking to myself, like, what version of Buu? Like, I was definitely thinking some kind of Buu, right? But then the question became, what version of Buu would most likely be deserving of an Ultra character? And I think it probably would just be Kid Buu. I mean, I think he is the most iconic version of Buu. He's like the quote-unquote final boss of Dragon Ball Z. I think with him having this LF character already, the next step would then be an Ultra, right, for Kid Buu. They could also give this character a Zenkai at the same time, so we could have a team theoretically of 2 runnable, really good Kid Buu characters, which has never happened before in this game because for whatever reason, they just have really not shown Kid Buu much love. So the original red Kid Buu that came out next to the OG Super Saiyan 3 LF Goku, he was okay on release. He wasn't anything crazy. This Kid Buu on release was very, very powerful, but it's like he came out during a time period where his team just wasn't that great. So we've had 2 releases of Kid Buus in this game, and they've both sort of had not spectacular moments to shine in the meta environments they were introduced into. So if they do end up giving us an Ultra Kid Buu this year, it could be a really nice intro animation with him going from like the buff Buu to, filling the screen with smoke, and then Kid Buu pops out. Like they could do a good job with that, I think. But historically in this game, Buu characters, besides like Zenkai Fat Buu, have not really gotten that much love. So hopefully they can rectify that mistake this year and give us a really strong, dominant Ultra Kid Buu character. And maybe with that in mind, Regen could start to make a comeback because they've been neglected for way too long. So this is number 7, Ultra Kid Buu. Let's move on to number 6. All right, number 6, we have Ultra Perfect Cell. So this is going in order, obviously. We have Kid Buu, and then we have Cell, and then you guys will see who's coming up at number 5, which should be obvious. But some kind of villain Ultra. I mean, we only technically have one summonable villain Ultra character, which is legendary Super Saiyan Broly, but he's a Saiyan, so he's not like anything other than all the other Ultras we've gotten, which are also just Saiyan characters. The only non-Saiyan Ultra we have is Omega Shenron, who's, again, also, I guess, a villain, but he's a free-to-play unit who they haven't touched in forever. Where's his unique equipment? I don't know, but I think, a Cell Ultra character could definitely be really cool. Androids, buffing Regen, buffing Future. Like, let's take a look at his tags here. I mean, Android, Future, Regen, powerful opponent, 4 teams that are all really good, that could all use help. Well, I say really good, but 4 teams that are like actual teams. Like Absorption is not an actual team. Android, Regen, Future, and Powerful Opponent are all actual teams. And I think Powerful Opponent and Regen and androids could all definitely use the help. So this character would not only be a really cool release in terms of the character himself and the animations they could do, but also just functionally as a character in battle, right? Buffing those teams that really need that really need the help, right? What if they did like another Powerful Opponent campaign and they gave us this Cell and then they gave us like an LF Demon King Piccolo or something like that? All of a sudden, Regen is back into the game. Like we're talking, right? That's all that really, it's all it really takes to get these teams back up to par is like 2 major releases, and all of a sudden you can fill that 3rd slot with a leader slot character and you're good to go. So an Ultra Cell, I'm trying to think like what would his Ultra animation be for the intro? I guess it could be maybe him like making the Cell Games arena. That would be kind of sick if they made his intro that like him like moving the blocks around the screen or something. Oh dude, what if I just thought of this out of nowhere. What if his intro was him like moving the blocks around the screen, and then he takes the camera and moves it into like the Legends like battle view? That could be a really sick Ultra anime. I just thought of that out of nowhere. I feel like that could be pretty cool. I don't know. Ultra Cell like could be one of the coolest looking characters ever. So I don't know. I'm a villain person. I would like any villain Ultra at this point. I think Ultra Cell would not be any exception to that. I'm looking forward to seeing if they give us this guy this year. But Ultra Cell is number 6. Let's move on to number 5. All right, moving on to number 5, we are at Ultra Golden Frieza. I was debating what version of Frieza I wanted to see as an Ultra. I think because we already have an LF Full Power Frieza, and we already have a reviving Final Form Frieza, I think Golden Frieza is probably a nice pick for an Ultra version of this character, just because we haven't really gotten a good version of this Resurrection F Golden Frieza. Right? We have, of course, Angel Golden Frieza from the Tournament of Power, so not really sure if they want to go down that path, but I think this, like, thinking just from the perspective of the Ultra animations as well, like, we don't have a transforming Resurrection F Golden Frieza. The red Golden Frieza transformation, that is the animation from the Tournament of Power saga, from the Universe Survival saga. So we don't have like one of these godly Golden Frieza transformation sequences. If you guys know this character in Dokkan, LR AGL Golden Frieza, he has one of, in my opinion, the best intro animations in the game, and it would be really, really easy for Legends to just take that and make this character have one of the best intros in the game, because that transformation sequence where like the entire ground just like erupts with magma as he transforms, and like the whole screen just like blinds you with light, like it could look really, really sick, this guy transforming from Final Form into Golden Frieza for the intro. So Golden Frieza would be a really nice Ultra character for sure. So we've kind of gone from Boo to Cell to Frieza. I'm just hoping at this point, if this wasn't obvious already, that we get some kind of non-Saiyan villain Ultra summonable character this year. Please, come on. Can we please do this? Can you stop giving us the same Ultra characters? I mean, for like Anniversary and Legends Festival, I can understand the Fusion Warrior Ultras just because they make the most money by far. But for like the Blue Kaioken Goku slot and the Ultra Broly slot, can we get like Ultra Cell and Ultra Frieza or some kind of Boo character? Like, it would just be a lot healthier, I think, for the game. So this is my pick for the Frieza we would get. I think Full Power Frieza for sure deserves an Ultra, and I definitely think Final Form Frieza also deserves an Ultra. But in terms of who I would pick, at least for the game right now, it would be Golden Frieza. So Golden Frieza coming in at number 5. Let's move on to number 4 next. Coming in at number 4, we have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Cell Saga. Now, I know not everybody is that high on hybrids right now, and I myself don't think it's time to give us this character just yet, but maybe a few months to like 6 months down the line, if they want to go ahead and give us an Ultra version of this character, I would definitely be fine with it. We can all hate hybrids as much as we want, but at the end of the day, we all know how hype it would be to get this character as an Ultra. Now, I think if they gave us this unit as an Ultra, I actually wouldn't expect him to have the father-son Kamehameha. I think that's definitely going to be reserved for a LF, like maybe down the line, if they give us an LF Ultra version of this character, then they're going to revisit that. But I think for the initial character that they're going to give us as an Ultra version of this unit, I more so see this Gohan just being like the initial transformed version of this unit. So before Cell blows himself up. That's the version of Gohan I see getting an Ultra. So basically I see his intro animation being the, you know, the iconic like red line going across the screen, and then like maybe like the bird flying. Like, dude, it could be really cool. Like they have the red line going across the screen, and then they have the scream into the transformation. Like that's such an easy W for them to make that the Ultra animation for this character. I mean, we all know how good the animations would be. This is one of the most iconic scenes in Dragon Ball, so that's why I have him at number 4. It's gonna happen. It is going to happen. All we have to think about is just when is it going to happen. It's not if, it's when. So whether or not they do it this year or not, I think they probably will do it this year, just because, again, this is too important of a moment not for it to happen. So we'll see. We'll see when it happens. But you guys know how much of a bias they have towards making Gohan characters incredibly broken in this game. So when this guy releases, get ready, because this is going to be another Gohan Ball Legends moment. But he's number 4 on my list. Let's move on to the top 3. All right, so number 3, I have this character pulled up here because there isn't really a good reference to this unit, but this is going to be referencing LF Goku and Frieza. Probably the only major moment in the series that we really don't have in the game, right? Like representation for in the game yet. LF Goku and Frieza, pretty much the conclusion of a major arc, the Universe Survival Saga. I definitely see this character being an LF over an Ultra. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time until it happens, right? I mean, again, we're talking about the top 4 characters. I think the top 4 characters are pretty much guaranteed going to happen at some point. All it's going to come down to is just like, when is it going to happen, right? So with this unit not even having any representation in the game whatsoever, I could definitely see them coming out. Maybe at some point during Anniversary, maybe some point during Legends Festival at the end of the year. I could also potentially see this character just being a monthly release. Like, honestly, what if they just release this character the month before Anniversary? So, like, where the androids came out. So the androids released in April. I could definitely see them creating this character as a release for April this year to entice people to summon right before the Anniversary comes out. Because this is a pretty hype unit. I mean, this is literally, again, the conclusion to the Universe Survival Saga. Frieza and Goku working together to take Jiren out. Could be a pretty big moneymaker for them, honestly. So I don't really see a world in which this unit doesn't release this year. I think this is probably one of the biggest shoo-ins possible of any unit we could get. But they're number 3 here, LF Goku and Frieza. That animation is probably going to look really nice when it comes out. The whole, like, you know, sequence they do to push Jiren out. So LF Goku and Frieza, number 3. Let's move on to number 2. All right, number 2, we have Ultra Vegeta Blue. I know what you guys are thinking. We literally just got Gogeta Blue, so why would they release Vegeta Blue so soon? Well, I'm glad you asked. If we take a look at last year's Legends Festival, we got Ultra Super Gogeta, first ever summonable Ultra, and then the very next big celebration, which was Anniversary, we got Ultra Super Vegeta. So they do like their fusions for these big moments, these big celebrations. They like to make these big Ultra Fusion characters the anchors to these celebrations, which definitely makes a lot of financial sense. And so the only like really big fusion warrior that we don't have left represented as a Ultra character, of course, is Ultra Vegeta Blue. So I think at some point in the year he will release, whether it's going to be for Anniversary or even Legends Festival coming up at the end of the year. So basically 12 months from now, it's possible. I mean, dude, I don't know. Whenever they decide to release this character, he will give them tons and tons of revenue for sure. So I think he undoubtedly will be saved for a big moment. So this is, I think, a pretty safe option for a release at some point within the next 12 months. Like, is there a safer character to predict than this character? Probably not, except for one who we have coming up next. So Ultra Vegeta Blue at number 2. Who's going to be number 1? Let's see. Coming in at number 1 on the list of top 10 LFs/Ultras we could see in 2023 is going to be Orange Piccolo. Obviously, you guys probably saw this coming. This is the other major new form of a major character that we saw in Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So we already have Beast Gohan. He was very, 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 he still is very, very good. He still is very, very good. And now all we're waiting for from the movie is going to be an orange Piccolo, right? I mean, it's just natural that that's what we get next in terms of the big hype releases for the movie. I don't think Cell Max is coming. I think if they were going to give us a Cell Max, they probably would have already done it, maybe. And it's just like the whole giant character thing probably just isn't feasible for the game at this point. But Orange Piccolo for sure is in the cards, and I would be very shocked and appalled and disgusted if we went a full year from now without getting some version of Orange Piccolo into the game. Whether or not they want to make him an Ultra character or an LF, I would probably veer more on the LF side, just because they typically don't release new characters into the game as an Ultra. And this Piccolo, I think, has a bunch of different animations they could adopt as the LF animation. I think the most obvious one is just him going giant, right? And then using the giant sequence of him versus Cell Max as the LF animation. So, yeah, I mean, if you talk about a character that could single-handedly revive the regen tag, I mean, we talked about a lot of regeneration characters, right? Cell, Kid Buu, Demon King Piccolo. Now we have Orange Piccolo. Like, there's a lot of regen characters that could potentially release this year and just, you know, utterly revive the team to become very top tier. So Orange Piccolo is no exception to that. I think if I had to choose one character that I think is pretty much a shoe-in for some point this year, it's going to be Orange Piccolo. So we are officially on 100% watch for Orange Piccolo. We're on Orange Piccolo watch right now. When is he coming out? It could be this month. It could be in Legends Festival. I have no idea. But at some point, he's coming. There's no way they go a full year without giving us an Orange Piccolo. So just to recap the list that we went through up until now, we have number 10, an Ultra/LF version of Demon King Piccolo. Number 9, we have an Ultra Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Fat Buu fight, his first appearance. Number 8, we have LF Kid Goku versus Demon King Piccolo. Number 7, we have Ultra Kid Buu. Number 6. Number 6, we have Ultra Perfect Cell. Number 5, we have Ultra Golden Frieza. Number 4, we have Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Number 3, we have LF Goku and Frieza. Number 2, we have Ultra Vegeta Blue. And then number 1, we have an LF Orange Piccolo. So once again, let me know down below what you guys think of my list of 10 potential LF/Ultra characters we could see released this year. What are some other characters that I didn't mention that you guys think should and or could potentially release this year? Interested in seeing what you guys have to say about this. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one.